You like that, huh? Hold on, let me play that again. That was
Nice. It sounds like the Seinfeld intro song.
What's going on, guys? Happy Saturday. This is a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Oh, man. I am glad. I couldn't wait to get back to this, man. I'm kind of loving this Saturdays, man. Everything, I look forward to this. I look forward to this, man. How you doing today, Augie? What's going on, bro?
Hey, I'm doing fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. I'm getting a lot of work done out in the backyard, getting it ready for the summer.
I hear you, man.
I can't wait because if you guys know me, you know who Ogie is. Ogie be doing it in the summer. All right.
You be doing that and more. Hey, what's going on, guys? This is your man Elmer. I'm here with Augie today. I would like to excuse Mr. Diaz. He's doing his thing, his job, what he does best. He's a law enforcement, so he's taking care of business today.
Off of big shoes, I'm trying to fill in. I'm trying to fill in on these big ass shoes, but we're gonna give it a shot, right? Right.
Augie, I gotta say, man, you did a great job last week, man. That you, Izzy, and Bebo were on with us, man, and we definitely had a great time, and it was a great conversation. We definitely touched on a lot of great subjects. So all I gotta say is I'm glad to have you back today. Thank you for making me company, and we have a great show, man. We have a lot to talk about. All that stuff that's happening around the world, the NFL draft. We have Celtics. We have the Red Sox. What else do we have?
Hey, we got Trump is in court. Oh my goodness!
Oh, man. That's a hot topic. This show's about to get controversial.
It doesn't have to,
because that's what we. That's
former
what we
president.
Do, huh?
Former president being a criminal defendant. It's never happened before.
Not for nothing, but I think we got to, you know what I'm saying? We're actually having the opportunity to live a lot of things that never happened before.
I agree. It's a lot of different things happening that not only just us, but really the whole world never seen. The whole
world. Mm-hmm.
Period. And it seems to be happening right about this time. So it's something to talk about, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. There's a lot to talk about. So we got Mr. Diaz online too. He's gonna be I guess whenever he gets a break, he's gonna be on with us, on the comment section. Sure. So we're definitely happy to have him, and he said he's thankful for you filling in his shoes, man. I think we're gonna make you part of this, if you ask me.
I'm trying. I'll give it my best shot.
Yeah, I'm just happy, and I'm wearing my hat and my Patriots sweatshirt or hoodie.
Puerto Rico.
Tell me, bro. Now that I got you here, why is it that Puerto Ricans, right, always have to wear something that represents them? What is it, man? Like either they have like.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Tell me.
Go ahead.
No, enlighten me.
It has to do. I think it has to do with the fact that the United States government is trying, in my opinion, is actively trying to make Puerto Ricans forget about their heritage, forget about where they come from, where their roots are.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime that we can express and remind the government that, listen, we're here, okay, we matter, okay, we are fucking Taino blood, African blood, European blood, all combined. Okay, we're a different breed. Okay, we're not special. We're just different. You know what I mean? So that's what counts, and that's one of the reasons why Puerto Ricans will always. It doesn't matter. It could be now. It could be 50 years from now. You're gonna find any Puerto Rican. He's gonna proudly display his flag, and he's gonna proudly display that he is Puerto Rican because, man, or I should say, the United States government is trying to erase that.
Do you
You know?
what are your thoughts on a lot of Puerto Ricans leaving the island though? Because, and never mind what has happened in the past couple of years, with the storms, the hurricanes, and stuff like that. But I feel like a lot of Puerto Ricans come to the United States, and they're entitled to, because they're Americans, but they come to the United States to start a whole new life. And I feel like if the United States, right, is trying to like take over, well, I don't know if take over is the right word, but if they're trying to, gain power of the island, right?
Empire.
I think that at the same time, like by Puerto Ricans leaving the island, they're allowed in the United States, or the Americans to, buy more property there, more land, and all that stuff like that. So, I mean, what are your thoughts on that? Like people leaving the island and coming here to the United States. So you got people leaving the island, and then you have Americans going into Puerto Rico, which still doesn't. It kind of like it clashes because Puerto Ricans are Americans, but you get what I'm saying.
Yes, I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. Now, okay, so there's several factors, contributing to the fact that there's a lot of Puerto Ricans leaving the island to come to the United States.
Hmm.
The first one has to do with the economy in Puerto Rico. Economy in Puerto Rico is not exactly good. It's not good. At least not for the middle class to lower class people. It's not good. So obviously, if you're the head of a family, right? Your job as a mother or father, you're the head of this family. Your job is to provide for your family. And
Hmm.
if it's not happening where you're at because of the economic situation, you have to look for ways. And so happens that come move into the States will afford you some breathing room. Just because you make it to the States doesn't mean that you're free and clear.
Hmm.
But it gives you more breathing room, gives you more room to explore your options. Puerto Rico, not that many options. So the economy is the way it is because of the Jones Act. Now, you people watching right now, we don't know what the Jones Act is. Remember, Google is free. Just Google Jones Act and how it affects Puerto Rico and Puerto Ricans. And once you do that, you'll start to understand the reason why people are leaving the island. Not because they hate the island, it's because there's no opportunities. There's more opportunities here in the United States.
Mm. I mean, I can see that. I mean, that's one of the reasons why a lot of people from, like, Mexico and Central America come to this country. It's the fact that there's not as much opportunity as there is here. And most of the people, that come here to the United States, they come always looking for a better life. you know how they be
Yes.
able to support their family, how can they work hard and improve their life. And I think this is one of the greatest things that this country has, is that it's always willing to give people from other countries the opportunity to become better and better and better. But it's just,
Well,
go ahead. Hmm.
it started out that way. You're absolutely right. I mean, it says that even on the Statue of Liberty, which, by the way, the Statue of Liberty was a gift from France,
Right. Hmm.
right? Okay, but it says that give us your tired, give us your hungry, your huddled masses. It
Mm,
started out,
that's
and I
deep.
remember,
That's deep.
in the 80s, I remember the 80s, even the 70s, right? Where that used to be true in this country, but
Mm.
not anymore. Now you have Americans, even Puerto Ricans sometimes, or Mexicans, Hispanics. It's like, well, what's up with all these illegal aliens?
Mm.
What do you mean illegal aliens? These are people trying to look for a better way of life too, just like your ancestors did.
Just like the
You know?
Italians did, just like the French did, and everybody else. Yeah.
Exactly right. The
Wow, this is
Irish,
a
the
great,
Polish,
great
everybody,
conversation. Hmm.
you know, but because the society somehow is stigmatized and turned, you know, first of all, there's a lot of people they actually believe that every migrant coming is
Hmm.
from Mexico, and that
Stereotype.
is the furthest thing from the truth. They're coming from all the way from Chile, from Peru, from Ecuador. It's not just Mexico. But at the end of the
Hmm.
day, these people are looking for a better way of life.
Hmm.
They are taking the risk. They're risking their lives, their children's life, making that trek
Yeah.
to come to this country because
Yeah.
this country it says that come here, you can build a life here. And these people that come here, they come to work. They don't come
Hmm.
to mooch. They come to work. They
Yeah.
come to earn a living. They want to earn a living. They don't want anything handed to them.
Hmm.
You know,
You know,
unfortunately, a lot of people in this country don't see it that way.
don't see it that way. And it's funny. This definitely wasn't the topic that we had in mind. This is not what we talked about before. Off the mic. But this is what makes the show Entre Amigos special. That we are organic.
Yes,
So whatever our conversation, whatever we have in our minds, however the conversation develops, that's how we follow. And it's crazy that you said that. Because a lot of people tend to think that migrants or people that are coming from other countries are coming here and taking advantage of the welfare system, of the medical system,
no,
and to live for free. And that is all wrong. I think that Americans, like North Americans, should educate themselves a little bit more. And I don't mean that in a wrong way. I just mean to like understand how the immigration progress system works. If you don't have a social security card, if you don't have the right paperwork, there's no way you're going to get assistance as you would think. There's absolutely no way. Plus, when people come here from other countries, they're running away from from violence, they're running away from poverty and stuff like that. So the
exactly
last
right.
thing they want to do is come here and create violence. you know like in towns or in little cities where there's migrants, you don't see a lot of crime. Why? Because these people are afraid. They're scared to get in control. You're driving to work and
They
you're
didn't come here.
paranoid to get pulled over by the cops. So do you think you're going to go get pulled? You think you want to go commit a crime? Absolutely not. These people are here to work. They're here to do their thing, send money back to their families wherever they came from, and just provide them a better life. So this is a great topic, man, because I feel like a lot of people are not educated and they automatically think that if you're a
I
migrant,
agree.
you're out here just taking advantage of the system, and that's not how it works. I think that
Listen,
the people.
I
Uh-huh.
will say this. I will say this. Okay, I because I've seen it.
Mhm.
I've lived it, and I know exactly what I'm saying. People that come to this country that immigrate to this country from either Mexico, Salvador, Nicaragua, Guatemala, wherever,
Mhm.
they come here, and these people are the most law-abiding people that you can find. I mean, they
Yeah,
won't even
you
listen.
have to be, yeah.
They won't. They won't even park the wrong way. They won't do that because they respect it. They didn't come here for that. They came here to try to build a better life for themselves, their family, and hopefully, try to help their family back home.
Yeah.
You
That
know,
is the
they're
main
not
goal.
here to cause
That's the
trouble.
main goal. Yeah. There's no way that a migrant, and that doesn't take anything from, there's always a bad apple, because there is a bad apple everywhere. But that
Yeah,
doesn't, you
yeah,
know what I'm saying? You're always going to find a bad apple in a basket of fruits, a bad
yes.
strawberry. I'm a cook. And sometimes, I'm doing my prep work And in a big basket of beautiful strawberries, there's always a bad strawberry that would damage the other ones. But what is the main idea of migrants coming to this country? Is for a better life for them and for their kids. A lot of people don't
But
understand. Uh-huh.
yeah,
A lot of
and you're right. You're absolutely right. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that okay, some let's say Raphael,
mhm.
he's gonna leave. He's gonna leave Nicaragua to come to the United States, and his goal is to commit murders and
Imagine
robberies.
that.
That's not his goal.
That
His goal is
absolutely
to come
not.
here. His goal is to come here and try to make money to help his family back home.
Mhm. That's
You know,
exactly right.
he's not doing that. You know, but unfortunately, this society in this country, because you don't see that mentality in France, or you don't see really see that mentality in even in Mexico.
Mhm.
Like the Mexican people, when people from Nicaragua, Guatemala, or El Salvador, or well, not Costa Rica, people don't leave Costa Rica. Costa
People
Rica
don't
is
leave
like
Costa Rica.
a
Costa
heaven,
Rica.
you know.
I have a fun fact about Costa Rica, but go ahead. We'll do that at the end of the show. Fun
But
fact.
when people leave these places, they
Mhm.
come here seeking asylum. They're trying. All they're trying to do is not to die,
Yeah,
not to die,
I'm a witness.
and to hopefully make a better life for themselves,
Mhm.
and
That is
maybe just a
absolutely right.
little bit help their family back home.
Mhm.
You know
No, that is
what's wrong with
absolutely right.
that? What is
Nothing.
wrong with that?
Nothing. I think when people came here, like 200 years ago, even prior to that, they were just looking for a better life. They was looking for an exploration and new
Exactly right.
things. And that's exactly what's happening now. So I think the biggest problem is misinformation, you know, and not doing
Yes,
your own research. If you do your own
yes,
research, every time I get an opportunity to whether it's a Caucasian or someone that is from Hispanic heritage and has been here for a long time, I try to educate them on why our people from Mexico, Guatemala, Central America, and South America are trying to come here to the United States. I mean, to be honest, man, my dad was killed. My dad was murdered in in Guatemala, and I think in 1983, and
really. I
he
didn't
was
know that.
yeah.
Elmer, I've known you for almost 30 years. I didn't know that.
I'm gonna tell you a little bit about me. My dad was murdered on when the war was happening in Guatemala and Central America. And if my dad would have been alive and that war wasn't happening, I probably wouldn't even be here. You know why? Because when my dad was alive, my dad had a pharmacy, we had a tailoring shop, we had a maid, we had all this stuff going on for us. But what destroyed our family was the war. The war. You know, I remember, bro.
War can do that.
Yeah, I remember. I was like 3 years old, and I remember living my town where I was born, hiding under a. I remember there was this truck that picked us up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and we had to leave our town, where the Guatemalan army couldn't see us, and this was all happening while this big civil war was going on. So the reason why I'm here is because my family, my mom, we came here
We're here
looking
too.
for a better life, while the war was happening back home. So I didn't come here because, oh, let me go to United States and I want to be rich and I'm gonna go fuck shit up over there. No, I came here
Oh
because we
yeah,
were
I'm gonna go
running
rape
away from
somebody,
war.
or I'm gonna go deal some drugs,
No,
or rape
that's not the
people
reason why I
and
came here.
murder people.
I came here because we ran away from war. I came here in 1989, and that's exactly when the war ended. It was in 1989. So people need to understand that, and I think that if you're the type of people that have this weight of thinking of migrants coming to the United States on a negative way, I would like to advise you to do your research and find out what's going on in that country that's making people want to flee away. All this bullshit about, like, you know, they're sending killers, murderers, and psychopaths, and they releasing people out of jail to come here. That's all bullshit. Oh, and that shit gets me so mad. And like I said, this show might be controversial
Well,
because that shit gets me so mad because that's not true.
that's
Because I
true.
know
That
my
that I
people.
agree with you, but I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why Americans have this belief, and it has to do with during the '80s. I'm not sure if you guys know that during the '80s there was a surge of Cuban migrants coming into the United States.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
Cuban migrants coming into the United States, and what they call them Marielitos. I'm not sure that people can Google this. It's all, like I said, Google is free. It's all there.
All the
So
information you can get
and
is
that's
in
true
Google.
because what happened was that Fidel Castro said, "Oh yeah, you guys want to leave?" So Fidel decided to empty out his prisons, okay, and send them all to Miami. Okay, it's what they call the Marielitos. This is basically the movie Scarface.
And
It
that's
has
where you
something to
get
do with
Tony
it.
Montana from.
Exactly right. Exactly right. But because that did happen, and it's true, very
It did.
true.
Yes, I
But
agree with that.
but but in this case, it was the head of state of Cuba, Fidel Castro,
Hmm.
because the United States had an embargo with with Cuba, meaning that Cuba cannot do commerce with the United States.
Hmm.
So so Fidel Castro said, "Oh yeah, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to pay you back this way. I'm going to release all my prisoners, all my criminals, and I'm going to send them over to you."
Yeah.
So now, because of that, all the Americans think that Mexico, just like Trump said, like they're not sending their best. First of all, Mexico is not sending anybody.
No, they're not.
Okay,
People are living on
they're
their
not
own.
sending anybody. All
Yeah.
right. Okay, these are people that are trying to find a better life for themselves,
Hmm.
and the United States happens to be a beacon.
Hmm.
But you know what? That beacon, that light at the top of that beacon is getting dimmer and dimmer, because the rest of the world is starting to see that this country is turning into a fascist country.
What do you mean by
It's
that?
turning. Well, I mean, listen, half of this country, they when they look at migrants, first of all, you gotta look at they look at migrants. You know what they call them? Illegals. What the fuck does that mean? Illegal.
Ain't nobody illegal on
How
earth.
how is a human being how is a human being illegal?
Not on earth. Not even Mars.
How is that? How is that?
That's
You know,
deep, man. That's freaking deep.
There's no,
How are you
human beings are not
illegal? You're a
illegal.
human being.
Human beings are not illegal.
Hmm.
You
Oh man,
know, and so
that's some food for
they
thought,
cross.
man.
So some of them cross the border illegally. Okay, so do you know that crossing the border illegal is a misdemeanor? It's like jaywalking.
There's some food for thought right there.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's like jaywalking. Who gives a fuck? Excuse my language, but who cares? This man, woman, especially if you notice, a lot of these migrants, they're mostly women
Hmm.
with their children. They're looking for a better way. They're trying to and you know what? I'm sorry, but it cannot be easy to uproot your family from wherever you live and say, you know what, we got to give this other place a chance, the United
Mhm.
States.
Yeah. And I mean, all, everything's great, man. Um, I have absolutely zero complaints about the United States. I mean, I came here when I was 10 years old. And like I said, I came from a great family back home up until my dad got murdered. Um, but I think that everyone that comes here, and takes advantage of the opportunity that this country brings can definitely change their life, can change the next generations coming up because it's a great country, and I think it's the people that make the country. But I think in the past few
Yes,
years, we have been misinformed and a lot of negative feelings have been awakened. A
that's
lot of
true.
negativity has been awakened, and that's where we have to take conscious. I think that earlier, a few minutes ago, you said about a human being being illegal, you know,
There's no
on
such
earth.
thing.
And honestly, I don't believe in that. It is us human beings that we drew lines over the borders. It is us
Yeah,
human beings that drew lines over land that
yeah,
it probably didn't even belong to us. You know, and you call all these people illegals because they're just looking for a better life.
that's all they're doing. They're
That's
trying to survive.
you're just trying to survive. You basically, you're looking for a better place where you can become better. So how are you going to
Mhm.
discriminate? How are you going to treat them less or see them as less of a human being just because they're trying to be where you are? I
Exactly
think it's
right.
a very
Exactly. That's what
selfish
exactly what I'm
way
saying.
of thinking as a human being. So it's me like saying, as a human being, I like where I am. Oh, but wait a minute, someone's coming my way. Oh, what is wrong with that person? That person's coming here to hurt me. Absolutely not. Wants that person wants to join you where you are. It's just, it's crazy, man.
They're trying exactly. That's what I'm saying. These people are not trying to usurp anything. They're not trying to take over anything. They're trying to, more often than not, what they're trying to do, trying to make a better life for themselves and their children, and hopefully they can help their family back home.
Hmm.
What in the fuck is wrong with that? Please, people, somebody,
Absolutely.
please tell me what is wrong with that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. These people, all they want to do is live.
Hmm.
And you know what's funny is that most of the people that come to this country, especially like the so-called illegals, right? They come to this country, they work, and they pay taxes. And
That's
because
another
they don't
fact.
have a social security number,
That's another
because
fact
they
too.
don't have a social security number, they don't have a refund. They don't get a refund. They don't get the file taxes. They just pay into the system.
They don't
They
get to
pay
collect
into
if
the
they get
system,
laid off.
and they don't get the benefit from the system.
Hmm. Yeah. There's
But they
billions
pay
and
into
billions
the
of
system.
dollars. Yeah, listen, there's billions and billions of dollars that get unclaimed every year that are taken from illegal immigrants. Obviously, if you work, you got to pay your taxes, whether you're immigrant, whether you have a social security number or you don't, you still have to pay taxes for everything. So what happened to all that money that gets collected? It never gets claimed. So by you
Exactly
saying
right.
that, illegal immigrants, right? in quote, illegal immigrants are, damaging the system, harming the system, they're taking the money away. That is not true, because they're actually contributing to your social security, which you're going to collect, with your kids' social security that you're going to collect, because that's money that it goes unclaimed, because they have no right to collect, but at the same time they're still paying the taxes.
Yeah.
And
Plus, they do the jobs. They do the jobs that Americans don't want to do.
that's deep. That's another thing too. That's another
They
thing
don't.
too.
They do the jobs. Listen, Americans do not want to be on a field picking tomatoes or picking, bananas. They don't want to do that. Americans, real Americans, I should say,
Mhm.
white, black, Puerto Rican, whatever, that are
like
American
like North
citizens.
Americans,
They,
let's just
they don't
refer
want
to
to
North
do those
America.
jobs.
Hmm.
They don't want to do those jobs.
Yeah.
But somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to do that job.
Yeah.
These people come and they do that job, and
It's
they don't
crazy because
complain. They don't
it,
complain. They
you
just
know
do it.
all your fruits, all your vegetables, everything that you see at the
Yeah,
supermarket, it was definitely not packed by a North American. Most likely, everything, all the fruits, all the vegetables that you buy at a supermarket, will definitely packed by a migrant. So you should be
yeah,
thankful. I should be thankful. Everybody should be thankful for the people that are trying to come to this country and make a better life. It is a very deep subject, and I think at the end of the day, we just definitely need to educate ourselves more and more, so we don't
yes.
commit the sin of judging people by something that they're really not. They're really not. Migrants are great people. I came here,
I absolutely
same
agree with
as
you, brother.
I came here as a migrant, 1989, and I'm so proud. Now I have a U.S. military member, service member. I have my kids are at, they have great educations. I have a nurse, so they're contributing to this country. So this illegal immigrant did some progress
There you
in
go.
the next
Hello.
couple of
There you go.
generations.
Great. It's great. See, you
So
you
see,
you are
live the dream.
but you see, this is what you would call a great American story.
Yeah. Mhm.
You know, you left a war-torn country, right? Because when you left your country, it was in the
It
middle of the
was
Civil
war.
War,
Mhm. Yep.
okay? And your parents decided, you know what, this is not for us. I need to make a better life for my family. And they made that decision and they came to this country. It was, you know how brave, the cojones you got to have to make that move?
You gotta have a lot of cojones. Yeah. Yeah.
Come on now. What are
it's,
we
it's
doing here?
yeah, no. It's deep, man. But
And,
ah,
hey, and speaking of cojones, speaking of cojones, by the way, I'm hoping the Celtics we can grow some fucking cojones this because what
I'll
do you
tell you
think? What's
something.
going on here?
I have some great news on that. So Butler might be out for the game. Um, there's a couple. This Bowsier is out too. So there's they have three stars that are gonna be out today. So if the Celtics don't win today, man, ain't nothing. But the Celtics got to come back, bro, to that 3-point defense, man, because that's what killed them last on game two. It was they were not defending the
Yeah,
three
no,
point.
that's true.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So, but I
Well,
think
I
chance.
agree. I completely agree with you. However, I mean, to be honest with you, I've been watching the NBA since the '80s
Mhm.
myself, so it's kind of hard for me to get used to the style of basketball that they play today, which is basically everybody hangs around the 3-point line, see who can make the most threes,
They
right?
shooters. Are they
Uh,
shooters?
well, unfortunately, that's just how the game is right now. However, I do agree with the fact that first of all, Miami is missing Jimmy Butler. There's no Jimmy Butler. Their
That's no bother.
superstar is not playing.
That's
How the
dangerous.
hell did we lose? How did we lose game two?
It was because they were not defending the 3 points, and that's one of the things that the Celtics have been doing great is their defense. Being able to prevent people from shooting 3 pointers. I think their percentage this season was 35%. That's low. You know what I'm saying?
That is
When you
low.
That is low, yeah. When you hold down your opponents to a 35% 3-point field goal, 3-point shots to a 30, to 3-5. That's good, man. You got a good defense, man. But a big part of that defense was Al Harford. So hopefully, he'll have a better game tonight. Which actually hold on, let me check the score because it's already they I think they were playing
Yeah,
early.
yeah. Let's do that. Let's do that.
Let's check that. Let's look up that score. Um, but yeah, I think they should be able to win this game. They should be able to win this game. Also, we got
well,
another. We have also the NFL draft, man. What are your thoughts on that, bro?
oh, NFL draft. All right. So I know that the Patriots picked up Drake May in the first round quarterback. So like I don't know much about Drake May. I don't. I've already seen a couple of commercials for him. He looks kind of goofy, but you know what? Listen, Tom Brady looked goofy when he first came on too.
All
So
right,
at
hold on,
least we got to give this kid.
hold
Got to
on.
give this
We,
kid a chance.
we got a score update.
All right,
Celtics
23
23,
to 12.
Miami 12. So it's
All
basically
right.
what we expected, you know what I'm saying? You don't have
Well,
you don't have your main star, which is Jimmy Butler, playing. So as a great team, the Celtics have the full lineup. Even their bench is healthy. I think they had like
yes.
one guy that was injured and he's back on the line. So you got to take it, man. You
And,
got to
and
destroy. You got to
during,
score like 200 points.
exactly. Listen, during the regular season, the Celtics were cooking everybody. They were cooking everybody.
Yeah. Bro,
You
what's
know,
crazy? And I never seen this before. I never s- I've been watching the NBA for like a long time. I never seen a team scoring every game over 100 points. And the Celtics did it this year, bro. Every game that they play, it was over 100 points. That
you're
says a lot
right.
about a team, bro. You know what I'm
That
saying?
does.
So,
It does say a lot. You're right.
I'm just
It does. You know what? At the same time, it also says something about the defense being played.
mm-hmm.
Now, like I said, the hardcore NBA fans will tell you that yes, there's a big difference between now and 10, 15 years ago when they used to play more hard defense.
Yeah, yeah. I agree with that.
Now,
It used to be more of
now,
a
at first,
physical game.
exactly. In the 80s and 90s, the game was completely physical. I mean, to the point where basically you could have actually called the cops on some of these players because, like, dude, you just mugged me, man. All I'm trying to do is score
Hold
a
up.
basket,
Let me
and
ask you a question.
yeah,
Let me ask you a question.
yeah.
What are your thoughts on Dennis Rodman playing Shaquille O'Neal? Do you remember those
Listen,
games?
Dennis Rodman. Okay, so a lot of people
Or
don't
Charles
understand this.
Barkley? And Charles Barkley.
Dennis Rodman was 6'7" tall. Okay, he weighed maybe about 220, 230 pounds. Shaquille O'Neal was 7 foot 1 inches tall, and he
Mhm.
weighed over 300
Over
pounds.
300
All
pounds,
right,
yeah.
and Rodman was able to defend and shut down Shaquille O'Neal.
Heck yeah.
And that's not a knock on Shaquille. Shaquille is a great player,
He was in his
great
prime too.
offensive force.
Mhm.
But you got to give the worm some props on this. Okay. This man left it always on the floor.
Yeah,
When
yeah,
he went back to the locker room, he had nothing left
yeah,
because he
yeah.
left it all on the floor,
Heck
always,
yeah.
every night, every night. You
No,
know.
it was
So
it
yeah,
was definitely a lot
the
of fun
worm.
watching them two play, man. Shaquille, and you know
It
what's
was
the thing?
definitely fun.
It was definitely fun. Yeah, one of the things I used to love about Dennis Rodman was his attitude, man. He had like don't give a fuck attitude, and if he was
Yeah.
defending you, he was gonna make your night miserable. And
Mhm.
he didn't make it miserable just for the hell of it. He used to make it miserable for the team. He was gonna hold you
Yeah.
down to your lowest score for the night. You know, and it's amazing, like you said, like the height difference was big. I mean, Shaquille O'Neal, when he used to play Dennis Rodman, he was in his prime. He was like he was very young, and one of the things that Rodman used to do, he used to get inside his head. He used to
Yes, he
frustrate.
did. Yes, he did.
He used to frustrate him so much where
Yeah.
Shaquille O'Neal would become so angry that he wouldn't be able to perform the way Shaquille O'Neal would perform with any other team. So all props to
Absolutely right.
Dennis Rodman, man. He was great, man. I love that dude. A little tap in the
Yeah,
head,
he
like, it was
was.
a good guy.
I wish there was more Dennis Rodmans in the NBA right now.
Well, you can't
Okay.
do that, man, because you smack someone in the wrist right now, you get a
I
foul.
know.
If you
You get a
you
flagrant
commit a
foul.
flagrant,
You
you
get a
commit a
flagrant.
flagrant two times, you're out. Uh, this is the only thing I don't like
It's a
about
bunch of softies. Bunch of
it's
softies in the NBA right now.
I think it's a softies all around the world, man. Any sport right now, bro, is freaking crazy because
But
uh
listen, talking about the Celtics, just one thing, and if there's anybody out there listening, please chime in, let us know, hit a like or something, but let us know. What do you think? Because as much as I like Jason Tatum, I think he's a great player, right? But it seems to me like he tends to disappear in the fourth quarter. Like
I thought I was the only one that noticed
you
that.
hear Jason Tatum's name, first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, but then the fourth quarter comes like, where the fuck is Jason Tatum?
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
Yeah. It is
where's
what
he
it is. I
at? What's
mean,
he doing? He's not doing shit.
I guess like some players are they clutch players in the first quarter, second quarter, and some people just disappear in the fourth quarter. All
Exactly.
right.
I
So
agree
to
with
answer
you on
your
that.
question here, falta uno ahí. I think we're talking about Mr. Diaz. Mr. Diaz is out today, so he is excused. He's doing his 7, what is it, 7 to 9, 5 to 9, 7 to 12, something like that. He's at work, so unfortunately he wasn't able to
He's
be with
putting
us
somebody
today.
in a hole right now.
Yeah. Mr. D is probably restraining someone right now that's misbehaving. So we definitely miss him. He was here earlier with us today on the comment section. We hope we have him on. Uh, all right, we have a funny one here. Hold on. uh, he he went out for coffee.
He went and got some coffee.
He's in a
Okay,
coffee.
all right.
He's in a donut business. Donut
He's drinking coffee at 6:30 at night.
well, he has the whole
What
night. The
where is
whole
he?
night
Is he
because,
work, he's working the third shift.
yeah, yeah, man. This dude, I don't know how he has done that. All these years, man. Working third shift is really hard, bro.
Oh fuck yeah, it is. I did that for like 2 months. I said like, nah, I'm sorry. This is a young man's job. This is for young men. I'm in my 30s already. Because it wasn't my 30s at the time. Like, nah, this is for like a teenager. This kind of job is for teenagers, man.
Uh,
It ain't meant for like for old folk like me.
no, it is, man. It's crazy. We have a free advertising. If it's coffee, nothing but the best.
Oh, nice,
Uh,
huh?
the,
Go
so
EVs.
so we know he's drinking New England coffee. So he
Got you.
is he is a 6 to 6. Man, that's a 12-hour shift. 12-hour shift, third
It
shift.
is.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
It sucks. It
That's
sucks,
tough.
man. You
Yo,
know?
Seth, we gotta give you props. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't easy working 12 hours third shift. I think I probably would have quit the second day because I ain't about that life. I like my mornings. I like to, what I'm saying, feel productive early in the morning. I like my afternoons to be free. So props to you, bro.
Definitely, definitely. I mean, the man's
Definitely,
doing what he's got to do. He's keeping Florida safe.
definitely, that's what he's doing. He's keeping Florida safe. So what else we got going on, man? What about that NFL draft? I know you see me wearing the Patriots.
That's it. I see that. Yep, I see that.
Proud for
What
the
I do,
past
what I will
22
tell you is
years.
this. Okay, I know that we also picked up a wide receiver that was pretty good in college.
Yeah,
I hope it translates to the NFL. But
that's always
none
a
of
hope.
that works. None of that works unless you
Mhm.
have a good quarterback.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, Patriots drafted Drake May,
Hmm.
and based on some of the commercials I've seen from him, he looks kind of goofy, but I haven't not seen him take a snap yet. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to support the Patriots because I mean I'm from New England, so I got we only got the one football team, so I'm going to support the Patriots, of course. But I mean, right now it's in limbo. I'm not sure. I know we got a new coach, Gerard Mayo. I'm excited to see
I
what he
have a lot
can
of
bring
respect
to the
for
table, different from Belichick. You know,
him.
so I'm really looking forward to the next season.
Yeah. I mean, I've been watching football for the past 22 years. And I have lived my best life watching football, bro. I love football, man. I'm a diehard fan, bro. If my kids know, all my kids, they all grew up, instead of going to church, they used to go to football Sunday. They knew, right? That's probably wrong to say, but it was true. My kids would
Nah,
tell you,
nah,
man.
nothing wrong with
My
that.
kids
Nothing
would
wrong with
tell you,
that.
bro. Ogie, my kids would tell you, man. Church was in my living room, man, watching the Patriots play, bro. And not just the Patriots, we used to watch football. So there's definitely a million stories, Augie, I could tell you, or my kids could tell you about football
Oh, I'm
because
sure.
I think
I'm
I
sure.
think sports are great. You know what I'm saying? They bring family together, they bring friends together, and they definitely
Yeah.
create a lot of memories. I'll tell you, man. One of these days I'm gonna bring all the boys. You know what I'm saying? Like the young kids that are friends with my oldest daughter. Which were they were at the time they were in high school. And they used to come over to my house, man, and they used to watch football with us, and they'll tell you some crazy stories, man. It was nothing but
And
fun.
just have a ball, right?
They used to have a
Innocent,
ball, bro.
family
They used to have a
fun.
ball because it's great, man.
Yeah.
Sports are great. So, going back to the NFL draft this year, I think that like you said, I'm gonna give you this new kid the benefit of the doubt. I saw some of I don't know him from college. I don't follow college football, which we should if we love the NFL. But I don't follow college football, but I have seen a few of his snaps. He's definitely a mobile quarterback. He moves, he runs, he steps out of the pocket, which which I I'm like 50-50 on it because one hit, it could take you out of the season whenever you're a mobile quarterback because once you
Well, it's
step out of the
football.
pocket, you know what I'm saying, they could hit you hard. You no longer have the privilege that a pocket quarterback has. You could
You're
get
right.
hit by a linebacker or a safety like hard, because
Yeah.
the rules don't apply to you no more because you are out of the packet. So this new kid that the Patriots got this year for a starting quarterback, it's a mobile quarterback. So we'll see how he does. I'm definitely cheering for Jerome Mayo because I follow his entire career with the New England Patriots.
Yes, I
He
agree.
was
Yep.
he was definitely great. I'm also looking forward to see how the linebackers look because I don't know if you know, but their new linebacker coach is Dante Hightower.
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
boy.
also Gerard Mayo was a linebacker.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, Dante Hightower, bro, he was like a wall.
He awesome,
He was
awesome
awesome.
dude.
So I'm definitely looking forward, you know what I'm saying, for Jerome Mayo and Dante Hightower to show off their coaching qualities because they were both great
Yes,
players.
I am
I also have
definitely
a lot
looking
of
forward to
respect
that.
for what's his name, Troy Brown. He's a wide receiver.
Yeah, well,
He's still, yeah, he's
Troy
still there.
Brown was a utility man. Troy Brown was a returner,
No, he did
receiver.
everything. He did everything when he was with
He
the
did
Patriots.
everything.
And I had the opportunity to meet Troy Brown in Providence on Onlyville. He was getting his braids done. As a matter of
No
fact, we
shit.
used to share the it was called Platinum Haircuts. It was on Onlyville. If you guys are familiar with Rhode Island, Onlyville is like the hood. Troy Brown and Richard Seymour used to go get their braids done in Onlyville.
Seymour
And
too.
yeah, Richard Seymour. Yeah, when he was driving
No shit.
his white Cadillac. Yeah, yeah, Cadillac
Huh?
Escalade. I'm talking about like, oh man, they're prime. I can't even think of the year, but that's what they used to be. Platinum haircuts on Onlyville Square. So we used to share the same barbers. So that's where I got to meet him. So I have a lot of respect for Troy Brown. He was great. I will never forget the play that he made where he stripped the ball out of the when Tom Brady got intercepted. The ball was meant to go to Troy Brown. He got intercepted. Troy Brown played a defensive man, and he got that ball back for Brady. And oh man, it's a long story, but
Wait,
it
I
was cool.
remember that play. This
Yeah,
is
I'm
like
sure you do because
90,
that you still
93,
see.
94, something like that, right?
No, it was a little further up in the years, but it was a fucking great play. It was in the
No
2000s,
shit.
guy. Yeah, because
You
the
remember that play, though. You remember that
yeah.
play.
Listen, listen. I have my kids are my kids are my witness. I never ever missed a Patriots game, bro.
Oh,
Never
shit.
ever.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? And I record
Lifelong
everything.
fan.
Yeah, yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, I took my I think 6-month old child to a Patriots game. He was breastfeeding. He was watching a Patriots game, bro. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, my son
Good, good.
Daniel. I
So,
took I
so
took
it's
him to a game.
safe to say that your sons, they're gonna grow up and they're gonna be loving football. They're gonna be loving the Patriots.
Fuck yeah. All the way, man. Patriots, New England for life, man. It's fun. I
Hey,
mean,
listen, man.
go ahead. Yeah.
I will tell you this. Like, all right. So I have one stepson, right? One stepson, Johnny, right? His father is a Yankee fan. He's a
Uh,
Yankee dude, right? But I raised the boy since he was 3 years old. Guess who Johnny roots for?
the Red Sox.
The Red Sox. God damn
Let me guess
He
why.
is a he is a lifelong Red Sox fan. I turned him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, there's not better. I'm telling you, man. No matter what, man, there's no better feeling than you cheering for your hometown team, man.
Well,
That's
it's not only that. Not only that. You know
fucking
what? Yeah. You know what?
amazing.
You're right. You're right. But it's even a better feeling when your whole family is cheering for the hometown team, right? Right?
Well, hold on, because I remember one time that the New England Patriots were playing. All right, hold on. We got a score update.
All right.
Boston 52, Miami 31. Celtics got the lead.
21-point lead.
That's a good man.
Looking
Thanks,
good.
Lindsay, for keeping us informed with the score lead. We're definitely cheering for our Celtics, man. Boston 617 401. But
617 to 781. No, yeah. There's a few of them, but 607 is the
Anyway,
main one.
but no, man, I'll tell you, bro. It's if you're racing boys, I mean even girls, because my girls love football, man. My my little one, Angelica, Shayla, they all love football. But let me tell you something. There was one time, right?
No, or maybe they love daddy, and because daddy loves football, so they figure they love football too.
No, they do. But let me tell you something. Let me tell you a little story about that. There was a time, right? When I think it was 2019 when the New England Patriots played the New York Giants. Um, and what's this dude names though? The Puerto Rican guy. He was a wide receiver for the New England Patriots.
Yeah, fuck.
Who
Forget
knows
his
that?
name
Come on,
too.
let us know. I
Yeah,
can't
he
think of
was a
the
wide
name.
receiver. Yeah.
He was Puerto Rican. Cruz. He
Something
used to
Cruz.
dance salsa every time he scored a touchdown.
Yeah, something. His last name was Cruz,
Cruz. All right. So
which is
let me
my
tell you
last
something.
name. Which is, by the way, is my last name. No
Let me tell you.
relation. No
Let,
relation.
let me tell you something. This is the only time that my Puerto Rican's kids turn against me. Right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This,
Oh,
this little bastards, this,
elaborate.
this little bastards were cheering for the New York Giants, bro. Just because this dude was Puerto Rican and Eli Manning was throwing, touchdowns to this dude, and this dude used to dance salsa every touchdown he made.
Yeah.
That was the only time that my kids turned against me, watching football. But 2007, that was a perfect season, almost a perfect season. And we played the New York Giants, and I
um,
think it was a game 16. And then
we
we
had
went to the
Randy
Super Bowl and
Moss.
we
I
lost.
cannot believe how we lost that game. We had Randy Moss.
Bro, why do you have to remind me that? As a matter of fact, I got a picture of him catching the 21st touchdown for Tom Brady, which broke Jerry Rice's record.
Yeah.
We lost.
Yeah.
Didn't
Exactly
matter.
right. You're absolutely
This
right.
brings me back to the Celtics now having a winning record and not winning the NBA championship. It just fucking sucks, man. So
What do you
let's
do?
not
What do you
change.
do with that?
I could well that season I think I that's what I did that day. It freaking sucks because you had such a great team, man, and you freaking lose the Super Bowl, bro. Mm, mm, mm. That was bad.
Well, the thing is, like, what I tell Johnny all the time, my son, it's like you can do great during the season. You can do the best that everybody else, right? That everybody else did during the season. But none of that counts if you do not win the last game of the
The
year.
last dance. Hmm. The last
If you
dance.
if you don't win the last game, game 7 or the Super Bowl or whatever, if you don't win, then it means nothing.
It means nothing, yeah. No matter if
It
you
means nothing.
dominated the entire season.
Nobody remembers who came in second,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Hmm.
And nobody cares. Nobody cares who came in second, right?
Nobody.
All anybody cares is who won the championship belt or
Who
the
got the
trophy or
first
whatever.
prize? Who got the championship? That's all it matters.
Exactly right.
That's all it
Exactly
matters.
right.
And
Exactly
it's
right.
crazy, man. And I think that hold on. Cheers. Whoa.
Cheers.
Just to let you guys know, this show is organic. There's no uncut. There's no editing. We do things as friends will do.
Exactly right.
But yeah, no. Hold on. We have hold on. We have a question here. I'm trying to figure out. Is the yeah? It's done. Oh, okay. Never mind.
Oh, I'm going dark.
You're going dark. You're going dark. Turn the lights on. That means this. We're getting a sunset in Connecticut.
I gotta get. All right, so give me a second. I turn the light on.
All
The
right.
lights are over there. The lights over there.
But definitely, we're having a great time. Thank you guys for joining us. Este es tu programa Entre Amigos podcast. We are happy to have you guys here today with us. This has been a great show. We have definitely touched a lot of subjects, a little bit about what's happening in the southern border. We are also talking about the NBA draft, the no, I'm sorry, not the NBA draft, the NFL draft, Boston playoffs. What are their chances against the Miami Heat? I think they should definitely have
Come
this.
on.
I think they definitely should have this series within 4 games. I would say because it's best out of seven, which will be fourth. So definitely the the Boston Celtics should be moving forward to the next opponent, and we're definitely looking forward. It's all New England love over here, so we're gonna go back to Augie over here. So
All right. Hey,
let's
and I
ask a
have my
question.
granddaughter, Octavia. Say hi, Octavia.
Octavia, how you
She
doing
doesn't
today?
want to say hi.
Just to
Come
remind you
on, say
guys,
hi.
this is a
How pretty you
uncut,
look.
unedited podcast.
Hi.
We just kind of
Hi.
do what friends do. If you ever wonder what friends do when they get together, this will give you a insight of when two, three, four, five friends get together and what they talk about. So whatever your thoughts are as a woman, the men only talk about other women. No, we talk about everything.
Yes. Yes. We
Not
want to hear
just
from everybody. Please, hey, drop that like. Okay. Click that link next time and get involved. Let's talk. Let's shoot the shit. Come on, let's do it.
That's the whole point of this podcast is to get the listeners involved and participate, ask us questions, make comments. But what's going on, Ogie? What's happening? Mira esa nena linda.
Not much.
¿Qué tú haces ahí? Huh?
Not much.
Esa es la nena de abuela.
Yeah, she's doing
Uh,
fine. She's doing her thing.
God
You
bless
know,
her.
I mean, I got 5 grandkids. She's one of the oldest. Well, she's the oldest girl. I only got 2 granddaughters, and she's the oldest one. Ava and me. And I have 3 grandsons and 2 granddaughters. One of my granddaughters, she's gonna turn 9 months old in a few days.
Yeah. Them Ogie,
And then I got this one.
we went from being party animals to grandfathers. How did, how
That's
did
it.
that
Can you
happen?
believe that, Elmer? Can you believe that, Elmer?
Yeah. That's crazy. We went from party animals to grandfathers, man. Go figure that
Yeah, it's
out.
hard to believe, dude.
It's
I
crazy.
don't know
That
how the
just
hell
tells
I
you how
made it
life
this far.
happens so fast because you blink, man. Next thing you meet up with somebody else, you're like, oh man, you're a grandfather? Holy schmoly.
That's totally right.
Uh, I
I have no
remember
idea. I have no idea how I made it this far. Um, Especially with the life that I used to lead back in the day. I used to, anyway, that's a story
that's
for a
another
different
story.
podcast.
Yeah, that's definitely.
You know,
I think
but anyway, that being said, I'm glad, I'm happy that I have made it this far, and I've been able to enjoy what family really is like.
yeah. Now, let me ask you a question. The main subject about this podcast. So, all right, let me start from the beginning. The main subject about this podcast was supposed to be about the NFL draft, the NBA playoffs, and we also have a topic about fear. As you were growing up, uh, did you have any fears as a young man?
Wow. Um, yes, I had I don't know, 1,000 fears. Um, I was scared of everything. Um, being scared, being scared. I realize that now. I mean, I didn't know that then, but I realize it now that being scared, it's nothing to be scared of. I mean, when I say that, I mean what I mean is that it's okay to be scared. It happens. We're humans. You know, fear is an actual thing. It's a tangible thing. It's an actual. It does happen. Okay, it's gonna happen. I've been afraid of a whole bunch of things. One of the main things growing up was talking to girls. I was afraid to talk to girls. I was afraid. I was afraid to fight. I remember I was like whatever 9, 10, 11 years old. I was afraid to fight. I mean, you're gonna be afraid of a lot of things. Okay, fear is not abnormal.
That's not,
It's not something that you. It's not a disease. It's part of who you are. Fear is what has gotten us this far. If we weren't afraid of things, I don't think the human species would have made it this far.
yeah, yeah, you're 100% right on that. Yeah. Um, we got a score update. Boston 63, Miami 39. It's a halftime. So
Damn,
we're
how's the last one?
they're supposed to take advantage of that. But no, I mean, oh man, this is a deep topic, man, and I really wanted to talk about fear a lot because fear impacts your life in so many different ways, man. Um, you know, about decisions, emotionally well-being, relationships, physical health, personal growth, career and ambitions, and your quality of life. So basically, if you let fear take over your life, you basically will not live life, you know, because fear can prevent you from doing a lot of things that, you know, would allow you to become who you are really meant to be. And, you know, to be honest with you, like, I I didn't really got into a roller coaster until my kids became teenagers. So
Wow. Okay,
because I
let's
was
talk about
afraid,
that.
because I had fear of roller coasters. So think about this. My firstborn was born at the age of 8 when I was 18 years old. I didn't went into a roller coaster until my firstborn became a teenager. So that's probably about 18 years later. So what does that make me? About 30 something years old. And because I was afraid, I had fear of roller coasters. I didn't enjoy the satisfaction and the adrenaline of a roller coaster until I was 30 something years old. If you ask me
Yeah.
now, what is a roller coaster to me? I'm like, yo, that shit's fun. I love it. So that brings me to fear um being an obstacle from your life of having fun and experience and having like different experiences in our life.
You know what? I want to touch on that since you brought up roller coasters.
Hmm.
I want to add on to that. And I will say this, okay? Because I remember this for a fact, okay? I remember when I was in my teens, up until I want to say I was 20, maybe 21 years old. I would jump into any ride, roller coaster, whatever ride whatever we went to. I would just jump right into it. No fucking problem. No. But now I don't. I'm scared. I'm afraid. I'm afraid because the way I'm looking at it is my way of thinking. I'm not sure if anybody else sees it that same way. But my way of thinking is I didn't build this character. I didn't build this thing. So I don't know. I don't know if the guy that built it did make sure everything was tightened up, everything was good. So because of that, I'm still like, nah, I'm not doing it because I'm not building. I didn't build it, so I don't know if it's built correctly.
Yeah.
In my mind, it's
So
this is in
basically,
my mind.
the trust is not on other people. It's about what you
Yes,
want. Mhm.
absolutely right. I don't have that trust.
Mhm.
Which is funny because it's like before when I didn't care about that, I would jump right into it like nothing. Let's go have some fun. But
Yeah.
now I'm like, nah, I don't know. This motherfucker probably didn't tighten that bolt tight enough or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck it. You know what? I'm done. I'm not doing it.
No, it's definitely, but
You know?
I think fear, man. We could definitely go so deep into fear, man, where actually, you're able to manipulate people. There's fear. Um,
Yes,
I'm a religious
I
person.
agree.
When I mean I'm a religious person, I mean it means that I believe in God. I think nowadays a lot of people are, you know, a lot of people put fear in other human beings about the belief in God and all that stuff like that, and they get them to a point where they make them scared that if you don't do things by God's way, you're gonna be punished. So that's being said, it means manipulate people. I think that if you can put fear into people, you can manipulate them into, you know, provide money, assistance, and everything else into your vision, your so-called vision, um, where you tell them that they're gonna go to hell if they don't follow your vision.
But
So,
that's coercion. That's
well,
coercion, isn't
yeah,
it?
but I think that's just a way of you put fear into people where you make them believe that their soul's gonna get lost if they don't follow what you're telling them. And
Exactly right. But did you notice what you just said? You make them
you make
believe.
you
You
make them believe.
make them believe.
Mm.
So you're
I,
not
I
letting
I
them
I think
believe
that's
what they
pretty
want.
common nowadays, though, where you make people believe, where you put people, where you put fear into people to make them believe something and act upon the fear to your benefit.
But that would be called manipulation. I
It
am
is.
trying to manipulate you. So I'm trying to manipulate you into believing that this is scary. Whatever I'm pointing at is scary. That's scary, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this is not. What I'm telling you is not scary. So this is trying to manipulate people, in my opinion.
It is,
Okay,
but
because
that's what a lot
there
of
are
people
people
are
that are
doing right now.
susceptible.
That's what a lot of people are doing right now. They're trying to manipulate people to fear. So,
Yeah.
um, I think what I want people to understand is that fear shouldn't be a subject to manipulation. You should
I
know,
agree.
you know what I'm saying? You should know how to distinguish manipulation and fear. I think that a lot of people should fear God out of respect, and you should not fear God out of manipulation. So, whenever you feel like you're subject to do something because you're acting out of fear, you're being manipulated. But if you
You're right.
fear something out of respect, then it's God's will.
Well, okay. Well, I guess maybe this is where you and I differ because me personally, um, I don't think any man should fear another man.
Never. Hell no.
Okay.
You're
But
equals.
when I say that,
You're
I mean,
equal as I am.
and when I say that, I mean because as far as we know, when it comes to the Word of God,
Hmm.
right, it was written by men. It was written. It was written originally written by men that could barely read and write.
Well, that we
Okay,
don't know.
so I mean, listen. At the end of the day, I can understand why some people may have the need to have to believe in a higher power because they feel like they don't have all the answers, and because they don't have all the answers, that means there's got to be something higher that has the answers.
But wait, hold on one second. You don't you think there is a higher answer though?
No,
Why?
because there isn't.
What do you mean there isn't?
There isn't.
Well, how can you say
The-
there
the-
isn't though?
well, but all the evidence that I've seen so far tells me that there isn't. If there was a higher power, right? If there was a higher power, then
Power.
how do you explain bone cancer in children? Children, like 2 year olds, 3 year olds with
Oh
bone
my
cancer.
God.
How do
Uh,
you explain that?
all right. So let me tell you something. So there's the nature of sin, right? As long as we live on earth, we're touching ground. And you can't blame God for everything, for the sickness that is happening around the world.
But God created everything, right?
He did. He created everything. But
Everything.
one of the most beautiful things that God created was willpower. The way we choose to live life.
You mean
It,
free
it
will?
free will, yeah. It's you choosing how do you want to live your life. If you really think about it, let me ask you a question, Ogie. All right, this is gonna get really deep, and I think this podcast is gonna get extended because you touched a subject that I love a lot, and it's people talking about like the existence of God. Why does God allow evil, and why does God allow sin to be? Now, let me tell you something. Have you ever, as a man, been touched by a woman that you wish that woman wouldn't have touched you? Have you ever had that feeling where you're like, please don't touch me? Like I rebuke you. Like where you feel
I,
uncomfortable.
I don't think that that's ever happened to me. No.
Okay. All right. So I never understood that until I actually experienced um where a somebody else touched me, whether it was a hug or anything else, where I felt uncomfortable. Now, where I'm trying to get with that is that we have the choice whether we want to love someone or not. Now, that brings that brings the point of what do we want to do, whether we want to do good or bad. You know, if God would have wanted created people a perfect world, right? Then literally you and I would have been como robots, whether we we will go by what is known nowadays as coding. We will act about what God had coded. You know, when in computer science, when you write a code, the computer will react to what you wrote. You wrote a whole bunch of zeros and a whole bunch of ones, and this in science computer, it will react to that. But God didn't give us that, bro. He gave us the choice to choose between what are we gonna do out of love and what are we not gonna do. So a lot of the informalities and all the sickness comes out of man's decision. God has nothing to do with it. But of course, we always hold God responsible, right? To everything that is good and that is bad that is happening in the world. Why do we hold God responsible? Because He's the creator of the world. But we don't understand the purpose of God creating the world with a purpose of choice. You get what I'm saying? So everything evil comes from a man's choice of doing the opposite from what God created.
All right. With that being said, I will say this: there's a worm in Africa. There's a worm in Africa that only lives by burrowing into the eyes of children. So this one living being, its whole purpose, the only purpose of that living being is to burrow into the eyes of children to make them blind. Why would God create such a thing?
So let me ask you a question though. Have you ever asked yourself why was that thing created? What
I have.
what what was your conclusion?
The only thing I can conclude is that whoever created it is an asshole.
Whoever. Do you
He's
think
a
it was
prick.
God?
Yeah. Why
So
would you create? So let
okay.
me ask you
So
this.
let me ask you a question.
So let me ask.
Do you believe in evil?
Excuse me.
Do you believe in evil?
Evil,
Yeah.
evil things. That people can do evil things. Yes, I believe in
Okay.
that. Yes.
All right. So if there's good, there's evil. So
Yes.
what is the opposite of good? It's evil. So that's why evil things that destroy human lives and sickness is the opposite from what was good. And that's what the devil is trying to do. It's God creates something good, though. The devil is going to do the opposite. It's self
Uh,
explanatory.
all right. So
It's
so this is the way I
self-explanatory.
look at it.
So the
All right.
problem is
So
that
this
we always tend to blame God for everything that's happening in the world. But this is what it comes to, that you need to understand that if there's good, there's evil. If there's evil, there's good. What is evil? That should your question always be. And the
all right.
answer to that is the opposite from good.
So let's talk about
How
evil
am
then.
I
Let's talk
how
about evil.
All right. So how am I gonna counterattack you? Is by creating the opposite of who you are. So basically, nowadays, God is love, right? We all know that. God is love. Cabrón, te tiraste un peo. I read your body language. It's like, te tiraste un peo. So let's go back to this, right? So God is love. So what's the opposite from love? Hate. So what is happening nowadays that's confusing a lot of people? People no longer believe in love. People believe in like cheating, hate, I don't like you, all the negative things. But what was the purpose of human beings? Is to love each other. We are we are creatures of I can't think of the word right now, but we are creatures that we need to have someone with us all the time. You know what I'm saying? We need to communicate with people, because if we don't do that, we go crazy. I can't think of the word right now, but I will come up with the word after. So what is happening right now? The evil is isolating you, you know, from you being around other people. We have become humans that we no longer like the company of others. We no longer like to communicate with others. We think that the presence of other people are annoying. It's the opposite from what humans are, and that's destroying our lives. So evil will always try to find the opposite from that. So what, going back to the worms and what you talked about, it was not intent to be like that. It's human sin that has gotten it to that point. And
All
you
right.
cannot
Well,
always blame on God. You always got to ask the reason why these things are happening. You never take a
all right.
fence down unless you know why it was there on the first place.
So so I'm not blaming God for anything
Mhm.
because first of all, I don't believe there is a God. So I'm not blaming anybody.
Okay, I
Okay.
respect that.
But I will say this. I will say this. I will say this. Okay. All right. If you were a God, if you just think about this for a second. If you were a God, you were a supreme being, and you decided for whatever reason, maybe you were bored, and you decided, you know what? I'm going to create a planet with a whole bunch of sentient beings, and the only rule that they have is that they have to believe in me, right?
Okay.
That's
Are
the
you
only
ready?
rule that they have, right? That they have to believe in me.
Okay.
Why would you give them free will?
Okay. So first of all, God does not want you to believe in Him. He does not. Okay. He will never ever make you want you to believe in Him. All right. And the reason why I said that is self-explanatory. If you think, right, as a coherent human being, that there is no creator of the universe, you got to think twice, because the way the human body works, the way the planets are all set up, where if the moon is just a few degrees away from us, we will freeze to death. And if the moon was um a few degrees closer to us, we will get tsunami. Same thing with the sun. You know, If the planets were not aligned the way they are, there wouldn't be no life on Earth. Have you ever looked at your DNA and the way your neutrons work, the way everything in your body works, your neurons, every cell on your body works? I mean, come on, there has to be a designer. We didn't come out of an explosion and became who we are right now. Like, if you study the human body, the way everything in your brain works, the way your cell works, there has to be a engineer, whether you want to call it the universe, whether you want to call it a positive energy, whether you want to call it a god. There is something major than human beings that created us, because there's absolutely no way that our body, the earth, and the universe will work the way it works unless there was someone engineering, which is outside the universe, that created this. That's my reason to believe that there is a God. Now, I don't have enough faith to be an atheist and not to believe there is a God. And now, why does evil happen? That's a very good question. Why does God allow, if God is so powerful, why, if God knows it all, why does all these things happen? Well, there's a purpose. Now, if you have a gun, right? And I am a 5-year old child, I'm a boy, and you decide to shoot me, why God didn't, why God allowed that for a 40-year-old something man to shoot a 5-year-old boy? Why did God allow that? A lot of people ask that question. Why wouldn't God interfere in that? It is your own free will as a 46-year-old man to shoot and kill a 5-year-old boy. Now, this is what it gets deep. As a 46-year-old man that shot a 5-year-old boy, you're going to pay for that when the judgment day comes. Why? Because you had to choose whether you want to do that or not. And I think that that's what makes us humans unique and beautiful, because we have the choice to choose between right and wrong. Animals don't have that. Plants don't have that. Everything that's alive in the world that we live in don't have the choice to choose between right and good, but humans do. And even angels don't have the choice that, angels, they choose to, like, pray. But they don't choose, they are created to praise God, but humans being have the opportunity, to choose between right and wrong. But we have a Celtics Celtics 72, Miami 53. We're kicking ass. So that's your score on the NBA playoffs. But this is definitely a deep conversation. But you really got to think about how your body works, how your mind works, for you to understand that definitely there's a creator. There's absolutely no doubt that someone designed the universe and that someone designed the human body and the human mind, man. It will blow your mind. I would recommend you a book that I read. It's called "I Don't Have Enough Faith to Be an Atheist" by Frank Turek.
So, all right, all right. I gotta go. Listen, I gotta go. to my thing right here. I don't know if you read the message or not.
I didn't,
I'm
but
gonna send it. Give
but
me 2 minutes, man. Give me 2 minutes. We'll get back into it. All
no,
right.
definitely this has been a great show. I would like to thank everybody for joining us. I mean, there has to be so much to talk about. When you talk about God and the man who created the universe. I think that you have to understand where everything came from, and if you understand where everything came from, then you will have a clearer idea of how the world and the universe works. We are here for a reason, for a purpose, and we just have to definitely reach our purpose, and it's great. So we had gotten a score update on the Celtics. Our man Izzy had some comment from us. The Celtics 72-53, definitely. The Celtics should take this game. So we invite you guys to participate in our podcast today. It's been a great show. It's been a definitely great show. 78-57. What are your thoughts, guys, today on the draft? The Celtics picked up another quarterback. I mean, the Patriots picked up another quarterback today. Um, which I think it should be great, even though we don't know what's going on with the new quarterback that they picked up. Hopefully, he'll be a great quarterback. So, but again, we don't know until we find out from him, until he takes that first snap. And I
Yes,
think everybody's looking forward for that first snap of the Celtics.
definitely. I wanna say thanks to everybody listening. Please, like I said, drop your comments, drop your like, because this podcast is gonna keep going. It's gonna keep going and going, and it's only gonna get better. Okay, topics that we try to look into here are human topics. We're not
Mhm.
talking about what the fuck Paris Hilton is doing over there, or P Diddy. We're talking about what happens usually amongst us regular folks. So please tune in, drop that like, drop a comment, let us know what you want us to talk about.
Definitely no, this has been a great show. Ogie, I just want to thank you, bro. For being part of the show. I hope we can have you, every week. Last week you were with us. We had a great show. You got engaged, you got people engaged, and we definitely appreciate it, man. We need more people like you in this world that can bring out, some points and some topics that
Definitely.
are some real topics,
I'm not the
things that are
only one.
happening. Yeah,
Exactly.
some
Exactly
things that are
right.
happening. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to make you part of this show, man. Like I told you last week, it will be very, very excited that you know you could be part of us, Entre Amigos. And I said we've been friends for
Sure.
many years, man. So we'll definitely,
Many
definitely.
years.
But yeah. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us. Este ha sido tu programa Entre Amigos. We hope you guys have a great night. It's a
Drop
beautiful
that like. Drop
Saturday
that
night.
like.
Drop that like. You guys can follow us on YouTube, also our Facebook page, Entre Amigos Podcast. So we hope you guys had enjoyed the show, and we invite you to participate every Saturday at 6 o'clock with us. Thank you guys, and you guys have a great night. Augie, any closing statements?
Yeah. Listen, guys, listen. Life is hard. It's supposed to be hard. If it was easy, everybody be doing it. There'd be no suicides. If it was easy, there'd be no suicide. Life is hard. It's supposed to be hard. Move on. keep at it. Chug along. You're gonna be okay.
All right. And that's Augie. We'll see you guys next Saturday. Thank you for joining us. And we hope you guys enjoy the show. You guys take it easy. Thank you guys and enjoy the rest of the night.
Thank you.